Straight Now Sports Tennis. Specifically, Day 9, you with Terry Dwayne Ashford Tennis. Specifically, your tennis commentary and your owner of Straight Now Sports Tennis. Specifically, based out of Tacoma Park, Maryland, where it all started and moving to remote locations since then. Tennis specifically is reporting for you, providing you the coverage of that London, England third Grand Slam of the year from Tinley Town here in Washington, D.C., northwest part of the area. That's today's remote site for the coverage of Day 9. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. Taking it to the rim there for the second time in the last couple of days, Coco Gauff has made it into the semifinals on a third set win, 6-3 in the third. There, Terry Ashford here of Street Now Sports reporting it for you. Tennis specifically. Now this particular win over American Jessica Pegula there is really quite surprising there. We kind of expected Jessica to come back from behind and do something extremely special, as she does have a winning head-to-head over Atlanta teen sensation Coco Gauff. They both are Americans, and now American from Atlanta, Georgia, has moved on into the semifinals. And right there, oh yeah, right there, that there. You and Terry Dwayne Ashford here, Son of Wilma, here bringing it to you here from Washington, D.C. Here, tennis specifically, remote site here at Tinley Town, Friendship Heights, Ohio. Bringing it so we get it, doing it, love it, and so you got it here from Street Now Sports, Street Now News. It's Terry Dwayne Ashford here, that media with Marine Enterprises, bringing it so you can get it, do it, love it, and so you got it here from Street Now News. That is indeed Sports Wimbledon 2026, all for you. 4-6, yeah, 4-6, but 6-3, yeah, 6-3, and then took it out again at third set at 6-3. How was it won? How did she do it? Jessica Pegula has a strong forehand. She plays both wings there, side to side, as strong right on the forehand side as she is on the left. And how did Coco take out the New Yorker? Let's just talk about that here. You and Terry Dwayne Ashford here bringing some analysis on that match. Right there. Right here in Washington, D.C., bringing it so you can get it. And so you got it from us. Now, it was that Atlanta teen sensation there, Coco Gauff there, that got the first strike there and got that break from the New Yorker, Jessica Pegula. That gave her the running edge. All she had to do from that point forward for that set, that is, was to run on to the end, and that is not what she did. Jessica Pegula was able to get that break right back, and Coco Gauff lost that first set. As we look at the stats right there, we see that Coco Gauff is pretty balanced in her playing style. She was still equal in terms of unforced errors to winners, but she also did the same thing when it comes to hitting those aces there. She hit 7 aces there to only 2 of her opponent there, or but, whichever one you prefer to go with. She also hit 7 double faults. However, Jessica Pegula there was leading in most of those stats from the beginning. There were 68% was the New Yorkers that their first serve percentage. Their 68% went to the New Yorker Jessica Pegula there, but only 63% went to Coco Gauff. So yeah, hitting the first serve in, popping it off, was going right on over to the aggressive New Yorker. We do have to tell you here that in each and every one of the statistical categories, Jessica Pegula outdid the Atlanta teen sensation Coco Gauff. However, only one of them that mattered in the end, and that went to the total points won. 87 went to Coco Gauff. Yeah, 77 to Jessica Pegula, which gave the win right on over to Coco Gauff. What made a difference there, I think, in terms of that was the unforced errors balanced out with the winners. The New Yorker there, I think she knows that she kind of hit harder, sometimes a little bit more aggressive, sometimes a little bit too aggressive. And in that particular case, Jessica Pegula pulled back in many of those cases. Refused to hit, but she knew she probably should have gone ahead and hit it out. Coco Gauff didn't do that. Coco Gauff went ahead and she hit her shot. She hit 32 winners. 32 winners to, I think it was 25 errors. Let me check that for you really quickly. Yeah, that's how it happened, except it was vice versa. It was 25 winners for Coco Gauff to 32 unforced errors. So she was balancing it out a little bit better than the New Yorker there, who sometimes get aggressive, get hot in draws, you know how yeah, those feisty people they start hitting out, and then they hit the wrong place and give an opening, and then there she is, goal. That's exactly what I think happened there with Jessica Pegula playing against the Coco Gauff. She was able to balance her emotions a little bit better at the bigger points. 25 winners to Coco Gauff there to 32 unforced errors. She did hit more unforced errors than winners, but it didn't matter as much because Jessica Pegula was playing so apprehensive. She appeared to be scared to hit her shots. 15 winners for Jessica Pegula to 24 unforced errors. And we think that's what made the case. What really made the case, though, is when these changes happen in the match. Third set, you need to go ahead and hit your shot. You need to go ahead and do it. You don't need to be scared, get a little fear. Right there, you need to fight through it, pop it on off anyway. Coco Gauff was able to do that. Jessica Pegula, the New Yorker, pulled back. And there you have the winner. I'm Terry Ashford here, reporting it for you here, winning coverage of Wimbledon 2026 from tennis specifically that was born right there at the Tacoma Park tennis court. Yeah, here in Washington, D.C. as a part of Street Now Sports. All for you. Other matches on the court today is going to be that Novak Djokovic. He's going up against that Canadian, their number 3 seed, Felix Auger-Aliassime there, and they're currently in the fourth set. Serving at 6-all, you have Felix, the Canadian, serving at 30 down 40. On the score line in the first 3 sets, Novak Djokovic took that first set 7-6, and Novak Djokovic took that third set 6-3. But that second set is what's holding him up, as the Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime took that second set there 6-3, and he's currently they're level all at 6-all in the fourth set. Now, I'm going to shut it up. That's what I'm going to try to do. But if Novak Djokovic go ahead and pulls out this fourth set, the match is over, and the Canadian is out. Brought to you by Terry Ashford here, update here for Wimbledon 2026 here on Day 9. I'm Terry Ashford for tennis, specifically Street Now Sports, yeah. I'm funny, guys, sometimes. Please forgive me. Number 2 seed Roland Garros, new champion as of just a couple of weeks ago. He has moved on also into the next round and winning his match up there in 4 sets. 7-6, I think that was in the fourth set. Let's check that though, just to make sure. Yeah, we're right on target. They're 6-4. First set, 7-5. Second set, 3-6. Third set, they held it up, and then 7-6 right there in the fourth set. Took it out for that German. Well, that number 1 player in the world didn't have a problem with this John Struff right there. He took that match there in 3 straight sets. 7-6, 7-5, 6-3. Now we're looking on, moving home to that Mukova match, as Coco Gauff will be playing Karolina Mukova next. How was that match won? Well, it was won and it was lost in 2 straight sets, 7-6 and 6-4. 6-4. Went to none other than Karolina Muchova there. Pretty surprising because Naomi Osaka is a former world #1. She's also a full-time Grand Slam champion. There she was able to play another full-time Grand Slam champion and the current #1 player in the world, Aryna Sabalenka, took her out, but she couldn't do it again. It was Muchova moving her right on over and won that match. Karolina Muchova won that match against Naomi Osaka, who everybody was looking forward to coming right back and maybe even taking the Wimbledon crown. However, she didn't. She didn't do it. And that's the point we're making for you today. We'll take a quick look at that final game in the first set because that was a set that had taken it. They were taking it to the rim in that set there. Had to go 7-6 there. They couldn't close it out in 6-4. 7-6 in the first set. There went to Karolina Muchova. And how was it won? We're talking about 7-6, game number 13 in that first set. Game number 13 in that first set, where they were playing at 6-all, and they had to play it out through a tiebreaker. And how was that won? It was Karolina Muchova who took it out. Now Muchova won a game at 6-2 as Naomi Osaka hit a forced error that gave that particular point from 6-2, 6-3 to Karolina Muchova. Now we are talking about here just game number 13 that took Karolina Muchova up one set by winning that tiebreaker there at 6-4 right there. There was another unforced error that was channeled on through to give the next point 6-5. Apology right there. There was a hiccup in our systems that knocked us off line. Some things happening in our immediate surrounding vicinity that appeared to have been aiming at disruptive activity and intervention, and the quality of the report we're bringing to you today here from Tennis specifically, but once we splice it all back together, you would know the difference because we're just that good at bringing it for you. Here Tennis specifically from Washington, D.C., the American Indian, not from some foreign country, India, American India. Now I'm Terry Ashford here for a stream, and now that brings it to you like you need to get it. Like you asked for it, and now, like you would say, you got it. This is the American way. American way, we bring it. And you challenge us. How dare such as you trust a mess like that on us? Hey, India, about a little player playing a little cricket against American baseball, buddy. Come on. And you're playing with a child. At that, he's a child, buddy. Stop signaling. At 6-4 here, Karolina Muchova loses that point. That will take her up to the next part of this game there. She loses that point due to a forehand forced error as we was interrupted by the ordeal by interruptions of little blackies trying to fuck in our presence and being disrespectful. Thank you, old man, for coming, offering to him. Buttfuckers in America is a shame and is all over the place. Little buttfuckers. I'm Terry Ashford reporting it for you. Little buttfuckers playing a political game. And we played it on the little buttfuckers. We'll play a game. Okay, and there we now at 6-4, 6-5. The match then was all Muchova's, and the match was over. At the winning of that very next point. There you are. Karolina Muchova wins the set with a forehand winner. 7-6 in the third. I'm Terry Ashford here bringing it to you here from Washington, D.C. That's why we don't like them around us. Those fat people. Look at them. There's no way a fat person can be playing tennis on the tennis court like that. at all. For straight now news, fat is just not good enough on a tennis court. Oh, Terry Ashford, Son of Wilma, bringing it to you here from Washington, D.C. Fat and dirty too. You have to be a little bit dirtier than that to win even a point against us. Okay, and that's how it was won for Makova, defeating Naomi Osaka. Looking right on back here, keeping you up to date here, Novak Djokovic has had to take it to a fifth set. And they're currently in that fifth set right now, who will determine who's the winner, the Serbian or the Canadian in that match. And the next person will move into the semifinals. Being brought to you by tennis specifically. For Street Now Sports, Street Now News, tennis specifically here in Washington, D.C. Reporting. A recap here at 7:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here from Terry Ashford for tennis specifically. We have some updates here before we close out this July 7th report for a year of coverage from tennis specifically. Novak Djokovic has reached another milestone here. He played today the longest quarterfinals held at Wimbledon, and he made it through it and will now play in the next round of his opponents. Now this is Novak Djokovic 50th semifinals here at the Wimbledon All-England Club. Well, the old man, actually not an old man, I was considering an old man, 39-year-old Novak Djokovic saw off Phoenix off the Athenae of Canada. Scoreline was 7-6, 3-6. 6-7, 7-6, and then the fifth set went 7-6, taking 10 points over out. Again, the longest quarterfinals, and Novak Djokovic beat the 11 p.m. curfew by just a few minutes. They are closing out that match. For some draw news in the top half of the draw there, Phoenix world number 1 will play against Novak Djokovic in the semifinals, and one of those guys will move into the finals. Correction there, one of those guys will move into the semifinals. Now for day 10 tomorrow here, we'll look forward to those quarterfinal matches being played that will move the bottom half or the top half into the semifinals there. Taylor Fritz of America is going to be taking on Alexander Zurich. They're the new Roland Garros champion. And Elise Martins is going to be taking on Linda Noskova to see who's going to move into the semifinals on the ladies' bottom half of the draw. Okay, we're going to close it out now. Those are some last minute reports for you here. But again, at 7:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here from Washington, D.C. This man is directed by Terry Dwayne Ashford. Voice and all voiceovers are that of Terry Dwayne Ashford. And this was produced for the WATL TV broadcast for tennis specifically, along with WWLR live radio. Oh, for you.